Hi, I am Witold and I'm going to present to you my learnings after spending some time with the Triumph Tiger 900 in the rally variant. And I'm going to summarize them in a form of all the pros and cons that I believe are the key here. I've ridden all mid-size adventure motorcycles on the market to be able to form some opinions based on comparisons, and this means that I've also experienced the brother of this bike, so the 900 GT variant. If it would turn out that the GT version would suit you better, check out my videos about it. Now, having ridden them all, also including large adventure motorcycles, it gives me a certain perspective, but also keep in mind that so many things here are a matter of taste and taste only. So don't take opinions for facts that would surely apply to every single rider out there. Some like their eggs boiled, some prefer scrambled, and some like them to be kicked. Anyway, let's proceed with what I consider to be the good stuff here. The first thing is actually super impressive, and it's suspension that is unbelievably comfortable. It is doing great staying composed too, and not only in the straight line, but also in the corners. It's what I value a lot, and so I am super happy with the comfort levels here. And you bet that I am a fan of comfort, since right now I am riding a 7G11 electric office chair that is a blessing for those who sit a lot at the desk like me when working or when playing video games, watching YouTube videos or whatever else. Check them out at powerseats.eu. The second good thing is the engine that gives the impression of being competent. It's just fine in terms of power delivery, in terms of how much power there is for solo riding, smoothness of operation at a variety of RPM levels, and in general it's a nice thing to deal with when it comes to propelling the bike. The motorcycle that you see in my video is a 2023 model that is before the 2024 facelift. The 23 one has a bit less power than the 24 model year, so keep in mind that in the top RPM the 24 and on may feel punchier, but according to Triumph it's only at the highest RPM, so it has been good so far, and from now it may be just better in some more hardcore circumstances. Alright, let's shoot to the third pro here, which is that not only suspension is actually comfortable in a Tiger 900 Rally, but also the seat. So this influences knee angle, and even the position is in general okay, with one exception that applies actually to me, but this is a fantastic cruiser in terms of comfort overall. Number 4 is that Tiger 900 can be equipped with a lot of stuff and helpful features like tire pressure monitoring system, like a quick shifter, LED lights, heated grips, Corning ABS, traction control, cruise control, and even heated seats. This all is pretty fine and makes for a rather complete proposition within the segment. What it may lack is just keyless start that Ducati and BMW can have, and electrically adjustable suspension that can be there in Ducati and also in the GT variant of the same Tiger 900 in the rear only. So it's very close to being right there on top in terms of equipment options. Of course, I mentioned stuff that I feel is the most important or tempting, and not everything, but generally there are no surprises here or some strangely expensive things that suddenly would elevate the price of the bike. I feel it's set very fair here by Triumph. The fifth thing on this list is that because of swallowing all the bumps and potholes, this bike may actually encourage you to take it off-road to see how it would deal with even larger challenges in its way. To me, it applies to suspension capabilities, and it's still a large, heavy and tall motorcycle, but there's this slight temptation that I feel deserves to be put on the list, and it's not what you can get everywhere with the competitors. In the 6th position, we've got an absolutely amazing rear brake, which is another not very common thing to find in motorcycles. ABS is very well calibrated, there is a lot of braking strength available, and so definitely just go ahead and try yourselves to experience what I'm talking about. Then, since it's a large motorcycle, in the 7th point, I believe it makes sense to mention that it should be able to suit bigger people and not make them feel cramped when sitting on it. However, this may also present its opposite side, which I'll mention when we get to the cons in a moment. So moving to the last pro, as the 8th, there is impressive suspension travel that is among the best in this segment, so that you can ride over almost anything you want without hitting it with an engine block. And so here we are, done with the pros and heading over to the cons that are only for those with strong nerves. If you already own a Tiger 900 Rally, you are watching this at your own risk from now on. But remember that these are my very own, my personal feelings about every and each of the motorcycles I review for you guys, and nothing here is definite. Some boys like girls, some like boys, and some like Tiger 900 Rally and won't stand the cons. But here we go with the first, toughest and most terrible con, which is that Tiger 900 Rally doesn't want to turn, and in other words, it doesn't handle well in my opinion, and based on everything I've ridden so far. This may be a trade-off for being super comfortable, but it is what it is. I feel the bike is straightening up in the corners, and generally it's not being willing to comply very much. It will turn, but it won't be a pleasure to you or itself. I'll leave it at that. And if you would like more explanation, head to my full honest review of this bike that is linked in the description of this video. Let's have it behind and move to the next possible con that stands slightly in contradiction to what I've mentioned when referring to certain pros. That's the engine, that I feel could still have more power, and indeed, for 2024 and on, it is having more power, but just at the highest RPM. That's better than nothing, and consider this point as less valid in 2024, or maybe even not valid if already it crosses to the spot that for some of you guys is actually maybe perfect. Still, the point is that this is a big, mature feeling motorcycle and might just as well carry a 1200cc engine like Tiger 1200 that's having over 50% more power, and it's feeling great. This is a thing to really consider, as in terms of size and weight, these two are really close, and power then really feels differently. 1200 being awesome and 900 just fine for a solo rider, in my opinion. At higher speeds, it's not that cocky anymore, if I can put it that way. One short point is that on a warmer day, the engine may get warm. It's not a big deal, but don't get surprised if that happens, especially if you push the bike like I like doing. Number 4 on the list of cons is that the very wide handlebar may be hard to grab because of that, and may force you to lean forward. That is this one downside when it comes to position on a bike that I was indicating before that was going to come. Handguards make it even wider, and this can be an issue when filtering traffic. Then we've got number 5, which is that the display is laggy, it has quite strange animations, and it loads ages. This seems to be something that Triumph was struggling with in a few models, including Tiger 1200, so for 2024 and on, the 900 is having the same display as 1200. Just as laggy still, loading slowly still, but at least it's looking normal and not like an alien anymore, like it used to be in the 2023 Tiger 900. Number 6 is about clutch. That controlling it is a mystery, and me and the clutch of the 900 don't get along very well. Maybe it's just me, so if you're fine with it, then just skip this point. The thing is here that it grabs suddenly at the very end. It would cause some unexpected reactions in me when riding, so it could upset someone also if they would prefer clutch operation to be the way that I like it too. Number 7, and one that Triumph owners often disagree with me and hate me for, is quick shifter, that I feel is terrible. So to me it's literally hard to use. So it requires a lot of force, while the gears can jump out, leaving you suddenly in neutral, not even switching from the first to the second gear, but being already higher. I've been experiencing issues on every Triumph Tiger 900 and 1200. So either I am totally incompatible with Triumph's quick shifters, or they are just not as reliable as in other brands. Of course, I'm leaning towards the latter. Let's get to the last con, the 8th. That is the light switch, that I feel is different for the sake of being different. It can only be pulled but cannot be flicked forward like in most other motorcycles. Usually if you push it away from the grip, it would stay there and you would have high beam engaged, but not here, as in Triumph Tiger 900 and 1200 too. You cannot push it and you just leave it there, you can only pull it and it gets back to its original position. Then depending on the light setting you're in, so either low beam or daytime running lights, then that single pull and return of it to its neutral position results in either a single flash or in permanently engaging the high beam. I think it's trouble, it's different, it's counterintuitive to me, and I just don't like it. Such experiments annoy me as you have to remember that it's not what you're used to, and you've got limited functionality just because someone came up with some idea that is different. That's a no from me. Now, if you would like to know more, check my full honest review of this Tiger 900 Rally that is linked in the description, and subscribe for next reviews, pros and cons and comparisons coming to the channel soon.